Hi guys, I'm Mao Rui, and today I'm going to share my reflection on The Art of Game Design, a book of lenses by Jesse Scale. This book has been one of the most important influence on how I think about games not only as a player, but as a future designer. So, a overall summary about this book is this book talk about a practical guide to designing meaningful player experience, use lenses to analyze and improve games, focus on fun, emotion, clarity, and iteration. The reason that I choose this book is because it's easy to understand and widely used, supports my interests in gameplay, and the level design helped me think beyond just fun. Before reading this book, I normally look at games in a very simple way. For example, I just look at it to determine if it was fun, I like it. If not, just stop playing it. But this book helped me realize that every tiny moment in a game, every sound cue, animation, level layout, or difficult curve is the result of a very intentional design choice. It completely changed how I see the craft behind games. One of the biggest ideas from this book is the concept of lenses. A lenses is basically a way of looking at your game from a specific perspectives, so you can understand it better. For example, some lenses focus on emotion, some on clarity, some on challenge, and some on pure fun. What I like most about this idea is it reminds me that there are no single correct way to design a game. Instead, good designers constantly switch perspectives, ask questions, and re-evaluate their decisions. This makes game design feel both creative and analytical at the same time. There are a few lenses that stood out to me and will definitely influence my future projects. The first one is the lens of fun. It sounds simple, but explain the fun isn't random. It's something that you actively design. Fun can come from mastery, exploration, surprise, storytelling, or even simple movement. Now, when I play a game, I try to identify what the core fun actually is. This helped me think about how I design my own gameplay loops in the future. For example, if I play some role play games, um, the main theme are like adventure. The example of fun will be when you do some action like jumping or discovering secrets, solving puzzles, or talking to the AI characters. Another lens that impacted me is the lens of challenge. This lens focuses on how difficulty should match the player's skill. If the challenge is too low, the player will get bored, but if it's too high, they get frustrated and quit the game. I realized that most of my favorite games they have excellent difficulty curves. They teach you slowly, raise the tension, and let you feel mastery. As someone interested in level design, I think this lens will be extremely useful for shaping pacing, enemies, and obstacles. After reading through this book, I also used this concept into my real game program. Um, this is the game flow that I read through this concept and make some little changes about my game flow to make it more attractive and just let it can constantly make the players learn new skills and feel the challenges. I think it's pretty helpful for me and it does fit into the concept of game design, which has three stages: teach, test, and challenge. The third lens that really spoke to me is the lens of curiosity. The curiosity is what makes players want to explore, ask questions, and continue playing. It applies not only to narrative game but also to puzzle games, platformers, and even open world game. I started noticing how games use hints, secrets, unanswered questions, and environmental storytelling to make the player wonder what's next. I want to use this lens to level game design levels that reward exploration and create a sense of discovery. The final lenses I want to mention is the lens of flow. Flow is when players are so focused that they lose track of time. To create flow, a game needs clear goals, immediate feedback, and smooth transitions. This lens made me realize how important UX is. A confusing UI or bad pacing can completely break flow. As someone who cares about user experience and player comfort, I think this lens will guide many of my future design decisions. So, what I actually learned from all of this, I learned that game design is not about creative ideas. It's about understanding people, how they think, how they feel, and how they respond to challenges. It's about observing, testing, adjusting, and improving. Good design comes from iteration, not perfection. This perspective takes away some of the pressure that I used to feel, but it tells me that mistakes are just a part of the progress. I pay attention to rhythm of a level, the structure of a puzzle, and emotional bits of a story, a clarity of the interface. I feel more prepared to start designing my own projects because now I have a framework that I turn to whether I can when I get stuck. I can simply pick a lens and ask better questions and solutions. Overall, the art of design, game design, didn't just teach me about games, it taught me how to think, observe, and design. And that's something I will definitely carry forward into my future work and help me better understand how my players will think about my game. Okay, this is all of my presentation. Thank you for watching.